Hi guys. I am recording this video because I don't think email is fun and I don't think you guys read them. So here's Let's Meet Tim and what is the retirement gap. So the retirement gap is the difference between your pre-retirement income and your post-retirement income and how much you actually need to pay your daily living expenses. And whatever that difference is, that gap between what you actually need and what you're trying to replace is your retirement gap. So let's use an example of Tim. So here's Tim. He's retiring from the city of South San Francisco after 30 years with a CalPERS pension formula of 2% at 60. Now, this is just for example because South City has 3 tiers now for their CalPERS formulas. So yours will be different or maybe different. So check with HR about your personal formula. Now, Tim's retirement formula is 2% times his 30 years of service time, which is 60%. That 60% gets multiplied by his salary, and his formula required him to average out his top 3 years of income, which is 80,000. So 60% times his 80,000 salary equals 48,000. So his pension in his retirement will cover 60%, but for income replacement, he's missing 40%. So where does that come from? Well, for Tim, luckily he has Social Security to look forward to, and his Social Security, let's say, will be $15,720 per year. I got that off of the Social Security website. It's kind of the average per participant, so we'll use that for him. And for Tim, that's about 20%. So in retirement, he'll get 60% from his pension of his $80,000 that he used to make, and 20% about will be covered by Social Security, which means that he still has a 20% gap that he's trying to make up. Now, actually, Tim is retiring at 60, but Social Security doesn't kick in, or at least give you the full Social Security benefit until he reaches 66. So for him, actually, at 60, up until he turns 66, he's only got the 60% pension, and he's back to the previous slide of 40% missing. And where is it going to come from? So for most people, that'll come from savings. So that comes in a variety of forms: your savings accounts, CDs, brokerage accounts, other retirement savings like the city's 457 accounts, for example, or you just got cash hiding under your mattress. Wherever it is, usually people have some level of savings. But how do you know if you're saving enough? So for Tim, we'll use the example of how much he'll need to reach age 85. Now, age 85 is kind of the standard age that the industry uses because there's a greater than 50-50 chance that you're going to reach age 85. So for him, from age 60 to 66, his retirement gap, that is that 40% that he was missing, is equal to 32,000. So for 6 years, he's got to make up $192,000 for his retirement gap. Then from age 66 to 85, that's another 19 years once he reaches 85. That's 16,000 because that's when Social Security kicks in. So his gap is a little bit smaller. So that equals $304,000. That equals a grand total of $496,000. But that's almost $500,000. Where does that usually come from? Well, for some people, maybe because of that number or their specific retirement gap, they'll figure that, hey, my house is paid off once I'm in retirement. So that's one less expense. Or they'll try to reduce expenses by going to live with their children and grandchildren. That's another way. Or maybe they actually do want to maintain their lifestyle or even live it up a little bit in retirement, so they actually need a little more because they plan on retiring and traveling the world, or maybe they're just going to buy themselves a really nice gift of a fancy car or something. And so they'll actually need a little bit more in their retirement than they were actually earning in while they were working. So whatever that number is, it's a really personal number, and depending on how well you're saving, you may want to adjust your plans a little bit. But the main idea is that you're thinking about what that means, whether or not you're going to reduce your expenses in retirement, or if you're going to increase your savings now so you don't have to pinch pennies, sorry, in retirement, then that requires some planning. And that is the retirement gap. And my only question to you now is, what is your number? Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please feel free to call me or just send me a message via email or chat me up in the hallways. I am always available, and just let me know. I can try and help you or send you to somebody that can give you better answers than I can. Bye-bye.